guys, we have to read.
Explain your answer.
Hi guys, welcome to the Tech Room podcast. A new week, a new episode, and today we have our engineering lead with us here. And let me not toot his horn. I'll let him introduce himself and what he does.
Okay, yeah. So my name is Meshack, Waweru, the engineering lead for mobile apps. For me, probably is mostly just leading the team, day to day, tending to do whatever is there, handling meetings, so on. So it's just a brief of what I do every day.
You're saying a brief of what you do. Can you try and take us through what a typical day looks like for you? What does a typical day look like for an engineering lead?
Okay. So the first thing, as you learn through probably leadership, I would say the first thing you do is you don't just come down and maybe start having meetings.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I do mostly is come to the office, sit with the team, see what their blockers are for that particular day or the previous day. Then after that, now handle meetings from there and maybe go to stand-ups, handle the stand-ups well, give your take on whatever has been happening through the week or through the day. Then from there, now sit down, then plan work with the team. Then after that, now the day goes on as if anyone has any issues or any meetings, now it's handled freely from there.
So as a hands-on techie who transitioned to a managerial role, do you sometimes feel like you're a little bit rusty, or is it just something that people say?
These days, yes. Okay, because of AI, mostly I would say I'm a bit rusty in the everyday work because a lot of technologies are changing every day. So I already know what needs to be done, but now handling it is where maybe a bit of an issue is, but I can still do the work, definitely, if given time. But daily works, I'm not trusted that much. I'm a bit trusted kidog, but I tend to handle everything really well.
Yeah. So what is your first real shock when you transitioned to now a managerial role?
The first real shock was like management is easy. So definitely that's a shock because one, you're moving from an engineering, you're moving from you're doing everything on your own. Now to come and leading people, you tend to think that I already know this, so managing will be easy, which it's not in the part of the day. So like getting into management, getting into these meetings with maybe the stakeholders or the management, now figuring out like, maybe I can give an example is, let's say you're coding on your own. There's usually things like tech debt, if you know what tech debt is. So tech debt as your own particular person, you're able to handle that really well because you have discipline on personal discipline. But now at a scale of maybe 10 to 12 developers who are under you, that tech debt rises. Now your mistakes will become very large in terms of how everything is. So now you have to manage people well, manage the inconsistencies that are there, being able to put measures so that the team can be able to flow really well in terms of the work that is being done, the output that is being done. And see, you cannot also measure output in terms of how are people outputting per day, like how you will measure yourself. You see, you need to measure in terms of growth level. Are they growing in that particular role that are there? See the different stages of management. Now, it's not all about you, it's about thinking of this other person and how they're supposed to grow.
Part of that has answered part of my question, my next question, but I'd like you to expound on leadership. What is it that you got wrong when you were not like a leader per se initially? When you now stepped into a leadership role, what is it that you realized you had gotten it all wrong and you're now like, now it makes sense?
A lot of things. I will imagine a lot of things. Since definitely no one is born a leader, you tend to grow into it. So you definitely make a lot of mistakes on the way. And that's what makes a great leader, because once you learn from your mistakes, you'll be able now to grow at least pole and grow widely.
Yeah.
But mistakes one, okay, I don't know if I should mention them, but definitely about management in terms of how you are able to arrange work.
Yeah.
You see, at sometimes you might tend to make certain decisions that impact negatively. You might not know at that particular point, but they may impact negatively in the long run. But now from there, now you'll be able to learn those particular mistakes and grow from them. Or which, as of now, like we tend to, if it's work, it's arranged well. Everyone has his own task. You're not giving a particular person more task than the junior. Everyone needs to grow. So if you give a particular person the most work, that means these other people don't tend to grow.
Yeah.
As it was maybe a while back, because you will say this thing needs to be done in a hurry, so I will give it to that particular person because I know he works faster. But
Yeah.
you're not now, you're not encompassing the whole team, and you're not being able to manage the team well. So that will be something that I've grown towards, at least managing really well, assigning tasks really well, and people being able to manage themselves, and people growing on their own really well.
You mentioned that being a leader also entails viewing other people from your own perspective, from your own lenses. Do you feel like once you transitioned, your definition of productivity changed? Like, do you now see productivity on a different level now that you've experienced being on this side and also being on a managerial and leadership role?
Yes, definitely, because as a, maybe you will say, as a solo contributor, that's what people are mostly. You tend to view productivity in a very different way. You tend to view productivity on outputs rather than the whole big picture on how everything ties up in the long run. Because let's say I, as an engineering lead for the mobile apps, or when I was probably the senior developer for mobile apps, I tend to think about my mobile app is working, it's in production, everything is working well. But now in the bigger picture, you need to work with the back-end developers, you need to work with the project managers, you need to work with the product managers, you need to work with the management, you need to work with the stakeholders that are outside the organization to make all these things work really well. So the perspective is really broad once you get to that position, and now it's an eye-opener because now your system is being used by certain groups or certain particular people. So everything needs to work really well across the whole board.
Oh, okay. So as a mobile team leader, how do you view mobile engineering in Kenya and Africa as a whole? Like on a broader scale, what comment would you like put out there in terms of how this whole thing is?
Okay, one thing I will say, not to disgrace anyone, but you don't need a mobile app for everything. Yeah, because you'll see mobile apps out here everywhere. People want to do mobile apps for everything. They're not needed. If something can be done, particularly on the website or somewhere else, let's do it that way. Mobile apps definitely have a niche that they are supposed to be doing. Like maybe an example will be probably payments. Payments is one thing. People want to do payments on the mobile application. They want to handle everything, see their transaction on the particular mobile application. So that's a really good way. But if it's a mobile app just to give information, then where is the value of that particular mobile app? I see a lot of companies or people do mobile apps in terms of they're just giving out information. But how many times will that particular user go back to that particular mobile app to use it? You see, if you're just viewing it once and letting it go, what is the incentive to go back to your mobile application? As you see, as I said, finance apps, like you have to go back, like M-Pesa, or we have our own here. You'll have to actually to go back and view transaction, make transaction, or any other thing. But it's about information wise, then why do it in the long run? So there's no need to have mobile apps for everything. Definitely know your market, know the niche that you're supposed to be able to do or to encompass in all of that.
I like that you talked about we don't need mobile apps for everything. How does the business environment in Kenya and Africa as a whole affect mobile apps development?
Probably I will give an example of M-Pesa and how they've enabled businesses and other companies as a whole, as M-Pesa as a business. So M-Pesa has enabled people to do work in terms of having APIs to integrate to them. So you can make mobile apps that fetches from them. You're able to do transaction on them. You can be able to do different kinds of transaction, payment, storing of data like money wise or other than that. So like mobile apps like M-Pesa have been able to leverage mobile businesses in terms of growth for them, in terms of people have been able to handle different aspects of growing their businesses in terms of fintech wise in partnership with Safaricom.
Let's go back to the teams. Do you think a lot of mobile app teams spend a lot of time debating on frameworks and architecture instead of thinking about the end product and the user value?
Definitely yes, because there are a lot of architectures out here and frameworks that people use in terms of do you want to use MVVM, do you want to use different kinds of architecture that are there. So that's one. The debate is still continuing actually. People who use block, people who use stack, people who use GitX. But now how else are you able to arrange your work really well? Are you able to facilitate the new joiners being able to come to your company and being able to actually run through the system and graft really well? So that's one of the things that architecture or the leaders should be able to develop the correct architecture for the company in terms of the joiners that are there or the joiners that are coming being able to actually grow really well inside the company and being cooperated really well. Because most of them you'll find some architectures are a bit difficult to do and some architectures bring out some kinds of behaviors to the developers who don't like them. But if you find something that is good and the whole team encompasses it and learns about it really well, then I think that's a really good thing.
So as a leader, how do you balance this? How do you now say it's now we are not debating anymore? It's now time to like put in the work. Where's the balance?
One, you have to do research for yourself as a lead, making sure that you're able to see what are the drawbacks of using this, what are the drawbacks of using this. Because one, you'll find some architectures, once your app grows to having a lot of files in it, then there's an issue of maintenance, there's an issue of how things are collaborating through each other. But if you find a framework that encompasses like what we do here, like MVVM, model views and view model, that means everything is structured really well, everything is its own folder, so it becomes a lot easier for everyone to be able to handle it. So sometimes you have to enforce a few things, definitely, but now enforcing something that it's at least perfect for the organization in terms of growth of the applications, in terms of growth of everything, in terms of growth of the users also and how they use the system, in terms of encompassing different transitions into the app, making the app also look a bit nicer, because we use Flutter as a company here, so that actually comes out really well.
So with the experience that you have, Bakasai, if you were to start a mobile app for yourself, what are some principles that you would now view differently?
With my 10 years experience, or more than that, I will definitely start with security as the paramount objective of anything. Because mostly we deal with, or I deal with financial applications since Kitambo. So mostly is security as a standpoint in terms of how I obfuscate my code, how I'm able to put on files in terms of, let's say, strings, I'm not exposing anything. So security will be like my forefront on everything. So start with security, start with that. Then choosing the right libraries, I would say, or packages to be able to use. In terms of, there's a lot of packages out here, but not all of them are, let's say, published or can be able to be used openly. So you must you must actually look for the best packages to use. Not everything deserves a package. Some things you can be able to write on your own, which is really good. At least it minimizes the size of your application. So yeah, so security one and the packages. That's the second thing. Yeah.
Okay. As an engineering lead, can you think of any architectural decisions that you made earlier on that you had to reverse, and why did you have to reverse it? Guys, it was not in this company. It was at another company.
Yeah.
Twisted.
Anyways, mostly one. Okay, as a new developer, you definitely made mistakes once you are growing into development work.
Yeah.
So in terms of what to use, in terms of frameworks to use, in terms of the state managers that I was using back then, maybe probably you were using the basic one that was being provided by the particular framework that you're using, let's say Flutter. It was a basic one, which some apps are in production because of it, but you can't use it for now because in terms of scaling, the more the app scales to a bigger level, then that means there's some things that you cannot do in terms of managing files or managing the particular services that are inside the applications. So yeah, so okay, I don't want to mention them, but there are several. But that was back then.
Yeah.
We are better now. We are
Emphasis on back then.
yeah, we are better now. We've grown, and that's how definitely from a junior level to a mid to now a leader, you tend to learn from all those mistakes, and you don't want to make them as old as you are right now. I would say.
Meshack here is also a mentor. I don't know why he didn't mention that. But as a mentor, what is the one thing that you see people get wrong as you continue to mentor a lot of people? What is the one thing that really stands out to you that you've seen people really get wrong and you'd really like them to understand it instead of just jumping into mobile app engineering and all?
Oh.
And engineering as a whole.
I think the mentality mostly is straight from once you're in I think for everyone once you're in college, like you'll say when I'm out of college I'll be able now I'm being able to be taught a lot of things inside college, so once I get out I'll be able to get a job really well that pays really well, but you're not actually you're not getting the aspect of how real life works out here. And that's why we have, I was a mentor in the .next environment where we are able to teach young learners that the steps you need to take in order to market yourself outside of how you are. So it's young people, that is people who are straight out of campus or like very new junior developers. So one, how do you package yourself? How are you able to be visible towards the audience or the target market? One, you're not taught in the meantime, you're not taught how one is supposed to articulate themselves in front of maybe a panel. See, what questions are you supposed to ask? How are you supposed to answer the questions? How are you supposed to speak? You see, those are the things that we also teach. Because let's say one, maybe you're asked the questions, then how do you respond to it? Do you take a deep breath, then internalize it, then now answer it, or do you just jump on and answer it? You see, if you internalize it, that means your audience will know that they're thinking about the particular question and they will know how to answer it. Now you see, teaching them how to being able to revamp their CVs to look really well, because straight out of campus or junior developers, some will apply to different jobs with the same CV, of which it should not be. Every CV or every company needs to be handled in a different way. And that's why nowadays we have AI to do that for you, which is nice. At least you can take the particular job description, put it on AI, take your CV, then formulate it at least to be composed that way. So maybe it will be a way for maybe people or campuses or people who are in the small job groups to be able to learn these particular niches of things, so that at least when they go out, they're able to package themselves really well.
Let me take you back a little bit. to introduction,
Yeah.
since you didn't mention you're a mentor, can you tell us what being a mentor entails to you, for someone maybe who wants you to mentor them?
Okay. At first, it was a personal initiative, although I was not there yet. For me, also, I have my own mentor.
Yeah.
Per se, because as my mentor also has his own mentor. He says when he pours a cup to mine, there's also someone who pours to his cup, right? So everyone needs to learn. So as for me, I tend to I help probably young individuals in terms of getting there and getting to know their stuff, but slowly. But then mostly as a mentor is at least getting a crowd, teaching them that out here it's not as easy as ABC. It's really hard out here. People are looking for jobs every day, and people are better than you. But what is that niche that you can do that becomes better than this other person? So that's mostly what we tend to teach in terms of mentoring, so that at least you can become better person than how you were before. I don't know if that answers a bit of a question.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. For anyone who wants to be mentored by Meshack, we'll leave a link down there and his phone number so that you reach out to him directly. Jokes.
On a brighter note, we have also the .next plan, of which it's a plan on mentorship per se for young individuals.
Yeah.
So that at least you can be able to go from a novice to at least someone who knows whatever they're doing. So there's a program that is there. I'm not sure if it has been put out yet, but I will confirm to you.
Yeah.
There's a program for young individuals who can join the particular program and grow themselves from being at least knowing their stuff to being able to learn a bit of more things. We also do in terms of one-on-one meetings, in terms of there is also a program to do interview questions here and there. In that we sit here, we ask you, let's say you're applying for a job. Now we sit as the panel, then we ask you the questions. That is preparing you for the real world interview.
Yeah.
You see, that's what most people don't have, because you might find people have stage fright or a fear about speaking out. So like bringing out that fear from you, so that at least when you go to a place, well articulated, at least if someone sees, maybe in an audience, if anyone has ever gone to a panel, like the confidence of a person really speaks out in the long run.
Yeah. My last question: what is the one advice you'd give to someone who's transitioning from being a hands-on techie to being a leader, a team lead? What is the one thing that you'd say to them?
Oh, it's not easy.
Nothing is easy.
Yeah, but you have to really put in your work, because you've put in work all this time. You've done the hands-on work and everything. Now you need to step aside a bit and start learning a few bits of management. Definitely do small courses, because no one knows everything. Do small courses. There is LinkedIn Learning that can be able to do management courses. Learn how to deal with people. Because the main thing about leadership is, how do you deal with conflict? You see, how do you handle conflict? There may be different kinds of conflicts, from the small ones to the big ones. Then also, how do you manage teams? How do you divide work? How do you handle each and every day in the team? So mostly, like, learn as much as you can. Have a mentor, definitely, because you want to know everything. Have someone that is above you, maybe the engineering manager who you can be able to speak to, ask questions. Have a mentor, definitely. That really counts. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now we are moving to our next segment, our games segment. I hope you all are ready. And I promise you this week will be better than last week, guys. Najua. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you some very nice questions.
Nice.
I won't be so hard on you, but it's a mix. I'll do some pop culture kidogo.
Mbona
Science and nature. Movies
Nitaanguka.
and TV.
Yes, guys.
Relax.
Wow.
Nzuri si wote tutaanguka.
I'll start with something you probably had before. What has to be broken before you can use it?
Oh my god. These are ChatGPT questions. That you asked ChatGPT. That I would ask ChatGPT.
You cannot comment. Oh, that you would ask.
It's
Okay.
because you're overthinking.
What needs to be broken?
To use it. Hint. You cook it.
It's edible.
Eggs.
Yes.
Idampi.
Eggs. Kwanza Ida
My
loves
God.
eggs. So one Meshack.
Labda apikange.
Pengine. Hey.
Hey.
Okay. So I moved to pop culture. Who sang the song Shake It Off?
Shakira. Who sang that song?
My god. Iko hapa kwa nini?
She's the queen of
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Taylor Swift.
My god.
Okay, 1-1. What is the name of the yellow sponge who lives in a pineapple under the
SpongeBob.
Okay. Okay.
Tumejua maswali zenu.
Tumejua.
Millennial
Hey.
cartoon.
How many legs does a spider have?
8 legs.
Yeah, it says legs. What are the legs called, by the way?
What?
Because sea legs.
Ziko na majina?
No, spiders have legs.
Yeah.
It's legs.
Called legs.
Yes.
Maybe.
Octopus
Oh,
legs.
hizi ndio nini? Octopus ina-
Hizo vitu zake ndio
Yes,
zinakuwa na
yes.
name.
The eight, because they're also
Tentacles.
tentacles. Tentacles.
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is too easy, guys.
Yeah,
Just say it.
unaona?
We love.
Go back to the trick question.
Just say it.
Acha nirudi hapa kidogo. Haya, what begins with T, ends with T, and has T in it? Pun intended.
T.
Begins with T, ends with T, and has T.
Yeah. She's right.
It's
Tea.
T.
Yeah. Chai. Yeah.
But it doesn't
It's
end
a
with T.
teapot.
Oh!
Oh, not T. Oh,
But teapot is not one word, is it?
It's teapot.
Oh, it
It's
is.
Wait, ends with T and
Yeah,
it has
teapot.
T in
It's
it.
a
Oh,
teapot.
teapot.
It has
Yeah, has
tea
to
in
be.
it.
Has to be a teapot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hapo has T in it.
Disqualified. Haya. 2 more. I'm a 4 more. 2. Okay, what gas do plants take in from the air during photosynthesis?
Carbon. Carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Seed. Seed.
And
Who
then
said oxygen?
No, I didn't want to say oxygen. That's like the weirdest part.
Potassium peroxide.
No.
Wow.
Nitrogen.
Haya. What is the largest ocean on Earth?
Pacific.
Yeah. That's under geography. Okay, let me go. Then 2 more, yeah? Which holiday do we celebrate with costumes and candy?
Haiko huko Kenya Halloween.
Costume.
Yeah.
Oh, costume and
But it's not in Kenya. Okay, it is. By the way, people,
Oh, we know.
people in
okay.
village market do it.
Yeah.
And these are more zingine but yeah.
Haya, one more. Haya, if you don't overthink, if you throw a red stone into the blue sea, what will it become?
It's a stone, a red stone.
No.
It's a stone.
It's
Isn't it?
already a stone.
It's going into the sea. What does it become?
Red Sea. guys, we have to. Red.
Explain your answer.
Yeah.
It will just become a stone that sunk. I don't know.
What does it become?
You're close. Let me repeat the question.
Mm-hmm.
If you throw a red stone into the blue sea, what will it become? What will the stone become?
The bed of the ocean.
No,
Of the sea.
when you throw something into water, what does it become?
Mud.
Okay, come on. Huh?
What?
Mud. Soil.
You throw something into water. You throw yourself into water, what do you become?
Hey.
What do you
Why are you not transform?
Okay. No,
Like
the problem is become.
Oh, what the? Okay.
It gets wet.
Okay.
Oh,
Scratch
So
the
it becomes
color.
wet.
Okay, one more question because umewajibia.
Yeah, hata tunge mimi.
Yeah, we will develop.
You guys have already gone to the ocean then.
Yeah.
The blue and
That's the
red.
point.
Only one knows your silver thing.
That's exactly what they're doing. Okay, one more question, guys. I think movies and TV.
Oh.
Movies and music, chagueni.
Meshack music.
Some movies.
Okay.
The last time I
It'll
watched
just be
a new
Marvel
movie.
question. I am just sure.
It will be a Marvel question.
Yeah. I'm a Marvel fan here. I asked the Marvel question.
Okay, no, this one. Mtaniua.
Ask it.
Let me ask. Okay. What is the name of the wizard school in Harry Potter?
Hogwarts.
Yeah,
I didn't watch Harry Potter.
I even have
in a million years.
I have all the set book, all the
Oh my
books.
god. Okay.
But I have not read them, but I have them
You
for
have
But you have
decoration.
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
Harry Potter fan. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. I think we perform vizuri.
Oh, now I'm
It's
supposed to
quite
close.
fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
With also when conceding defeat again.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Leo nimeshindwa, lakini nimejaribu. Guys,
Umejaribu.
nimeimprove.
So burdened. Umejaribu.
Thank you guys for joining us today. See you on the next one.